Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. Today, we will be discussing how organization using Oracle Fusion can dramatically reduce quarterly testing effort using AI-driven automation. We will specifically focus on how to simplify regression validation during Oracle quarterly updates, reduce risk, and improve business continuity using GoTestPro. Before we dive in, let me briefly introduce the team behind this solution. My name is Adnan Maksud, and I'm a practice head within Royal Cyber.
Hi guys, my name is Howie. I'm the product manager here at GoTestPro.
We bring a deep Oracle functional expertise along with the AI driven automation capabilities. This combination is important because Oracle testing is not technical automation, it requires business process understanding, and that we are bringing. Just quickly give you the introduction about the organization. Royal Cyber is a global IT consulting company and a digital transformation company with over 20 years of experience. We have around 2,000 plus employees globally, 500 plus certified consultants, 600 plus clients across the industries. Our focus areas include cloud automation, middleware, DevOps, data and enterprise modernization. We work across different industries such as retail, manufacturing, healthcare, banking, and many more. And we bring that cross industry Oracle expertise in our automation solution. Some of our business partners, we are business partners with Oracle and some of the other enterprise level solutions and platforms that are listed down here. A brief introduction and a high level intro of our clientele that covers different market segments, including educations, B2B, manufacturing, retail, and other areas. Okay, Oracle ERP testing is uniquely complex for many reasons. I will be mostly and specifically talking about some of those areas or some of those reasons that are there because of which most of the customers actually face issues or problems. Mandatory quarterly updates are there. So every quarter there is an update coming up. And for those update, most of the organization gets very little window, only few weeks, 2 weeks of business validation windows to test the whole execution end to end and then roll it out to the production cycle. And when they are managing this whole activity manually, it's become very challenging to cover the end to end scenarios and all the functional integration testing end to end. Also, a business disruption is there. So no organization wants to disrupt its ongoing business while these testing cycles are on the go, and rather we are doing a testing in the staging, UAT, or in the production environment. So without any disruption, this whole activity needs to be done. The other challenges that most organizations face is high script maintenance effort after every release. So the organizations which are using old school code based automation platforms such as Selenium or Playwright, so they have to write down all lengthy scripts on their own and then maintain those scripts with the updates. So that become also a bottleneck for their releases. Traditional automation tools struggles here because Oracle UI and workflow changes frequently. This is where AI driven automation become critical, and this is where GoTest Pro comes into the picture. So GoTest Pro is a no code test automation platform that can be utilized for such testing. Either we are talking about integration layer, functional, or end to end scenarios. Moving now, we're going to talk about GoTest Pro. Over to you, Howie.
Thanks, Anon. Hi guys. Um, I will explain what makes GoTestPro your essential tool in facilitating Oracle testing cycle. First and foremost, GoTestPro is purpose built for Oracle ecosystem. We deeply understand Fusion architecture, data models, as well as end-to-end business workflow. and this is not limited to just UI clicks. Second, our Gen AI continuously learn from test execution patterns to optimize coverage and highlight risk area before they become production issues. Third, we provide a pre-built Oracle test library, so teams don't have to start from scratch. You can accelerate implementation immediately. And fourth, our intelligent auto healing adapts to UI changes automatically, which dramatically reduce script maintenance. And finally, everything is cloud native and scalable with zero infrastructure burden. GoTestPro isn't just an automation, it's very much an Oracle native, AI driven release risk mitigation. And so, how does it work end to end Oracle automation? Um, So GoTest Pro delivers true end-to-end Oracle automations. Um, we automate across all Oracle Fusion models, including finance, procurement, SCM, and HCM, using pre-built library tailored to real business workflows. Beyond the UI, we actually support multi-layer testing that is connecting front-end interactions with APIs and back-end data validation for complete coverage. We also operate seamlessly in a hybrid ecosystems, integrating with other ERP systems, and then a custom application within the same workflow as well. Most importantly, we enable a continuous validation. So every Oracle quarterly updates is automatically regression tested. This ensures that your entire Oracle landscape stays release ready every single quarter. And I will also walk through how does the automated Oracle release validation flow works using with AI. So the user begins by selecting the Oracle release version, for example, 25D or 26A, along with the product family, business process, and sub process, as well as the module. We can also add refinement um, prompt, and if you want to fully own your scenario. From there, our AI generation engine analyzes release context. It will process release metadata, maps impacted business processes, and structure test scenario automatically. And this isn't generic test generation. It is very much release-aware, context-driven automations that's tailored to your desired scenario. And the final output is going to be a structured, execution-ready test suite aligned specifically to that Oracle release. And it will dramatically reduce manual regression effort and accelerate upgrade readiness. So next, I will go through the demo on the application side directly so that I can show you what it will look like and how it works on GoTestPro. Um, can I, hey, admin, can I give my, thanks. So a typical standard flow of going from Oracle release note to a fully executable test scripts is usually this. So the QA test team will actually go through the release notes. For example, here we have the 26A in Accounting Hub. They will go through a release note and they will try to create if you have if your organization is using a third party project management tool such as Jira or Azure board, they can um, kind of summarize what they want to test uh, in Jira, where we are able to test it. So this is the application of GoTest Pro. On the right hand side, we have a test plan, including all the tests. On the left hand side, we have the feature. If we use create test case from AI, so we have a couple of features here. First one is create from Jira, and this will connect to your organization Jira. And second is create from Azure board. Um, third is create from documents, and fourth is create from Oracle release. So let's say if your organization is using Jira, um, you can connect to your Jira project and then select a story. We have an example story here. This story explain, okay, generating an end-to-end procure to pay cycle validation, including description, business scenario, expected result, and acceptance criteria. So with this Jira story, we're able to simply um, choose selected target test cases up to 5. We can just click generate test cases. What it does is the AI in the background will first reference our context knowledge base, which is the official release documentations from Oracle, and it will take consideration of the Jira context, exactly what you scope down to exactly what you want to test, and then refine that based on, okay, what is the newest 26A release node change, and then change those process steps, make sure that the newly generated test steps are as accurate as possible and is up to date. On the left hand side, we have the kind of the test cases summarization, including the category name, like the business process. We have purchase requisition management, purchase order creation, and then goods receipt and then invoice processing. On the right hand side is a detailed step of um, the test case. You are able to see the test description here to kind of understand, okay, what is the objective of of this test. Um, you can increase the amount of test case generated and or decrease it, and then again, we want to emphasize how important it is to make sure that your QA testers are actually examining through these test steps and making sure that these steps are accurate. Since it is AI generated, there's limitations. It's never going to be 100% accurate. That's why we encourage users to always double check to make sure that these test steps are correct. You can delete it, or you can regenerate, or you can add more test steps. And for security purposes, we're always going to be using dummy steps, dummy values, um, dummy data when it comes to um, these test case generation. Uh, and most likely, this data will not be able to become testable. So make sure we need to change that. So once we want to save this test, uh, we can scroll down and then save to the test plan. We can use an existing test plan, or we can ask AI to generate a new one, or you can create your own test name. Once this is saved, um, you're able to see it here because you're gonna see no scenario added because you haven't recorded the test steps yet. But if you click this drop down menu, you're able to see the detailed steps, step by step, of what you just saved. Um, and then the next thing I want to show you is create from documents. So we're not limited to Jira or Gboard. Uh, we are actually able to, you're able to import any documentations like PDF, Word document, TXT, or even Excel or CSV files. Um, I can, I have an example documentation here. I will show you what this example documentation look like. Right here. So in this documentation, there is a summarization of the release note. Um, so a typical enterprise company will probably use either PDF or Excel file to include these documentations, where you kind of summarize exactly what you want to test, and then the release changes and how it affects different business processes. Again, this is an example. It's not going to be like 100% accurate, but it will kind of show you, okay, the capability of the AI, given that this is the format of the documentations. If we go back to um, the application here, okay, you can select target test cases up to 5. If you want to own your scenario, you can even add additional context to describe a detailed scenario, so the AI will generate exactly what you want to generate. Or you can just leave it blank like I did. So again, the AI underneath will analyze the documentation, um, referencing our Oracle release knowledge base, and be able to execute a test steps that is going to be up to date and accurate to what you want it to be. And again, if you input your scenario, this test case will only the accuracy of these test steps will be even better. So as you can see, we have left hand side we have the business processes, and then we have the description, and then right hand side we have the test detailed test steps. Again, you will have to go through this manually, check, edit the data yourself, and check to see if everything is correct before you save. And you can just click and save, and then use auto-generated test plan to save this test case into your test plan, and then you can able to again view it and see exactly what's going on. Um, the last feature I want to show here from generate using AI is create from Oracle releases directly. So this test step, so this feature, you don't have to input anything. You can simply select the latest release version, for example, 26A, the product family that you wish to test for. We'll use ERP for our sake, but we have EPM, ERP, HCM, and SCM. You can select the different business processes within this product family. Just for example, we can use supplier management, and then for sub process, we can choose create supplier, and then we can choose. We can scope down to the specific module, but you don't have to do this. To increase test case generation accuracy, we will scope this down to procurement. Uh, so for test coverage, we have three options here. We have smoke test, standard coverage, full coverage. Smoke test will generate a simple happy path for your test case. Standard coverage will generate test happy path and alternative path. Full coverage will include happy path, alternative path, error handling, data validation, and etc. We'll give you a full comprehensive test coverage. And then we highly recommend you to input your own testing scenario so that you can fully own um, your test case and reduce AI hallucination. So we have an example scenario here. This scenario describes the process of requiring a user to um, create the supplier in Oracle Fusion, going through a task, initiate a creation of a new supplier, enter required supplier information, and then save it, submit it, and also confirm that this has been saved. So we'll just do a smoke test, and we'll hit generate test cases. Again, AI underneath will take a look at your scenario and then go through the process that you have selected, take a look at the release notes, and be able to give you a very capable, sophisticated test steps that you are able to just execute and record. So test case is already generated. As you can see, we have one happy path here. We have the test case name, the description, validating creating a single supplier record, release 26A, and then we have all these test steps. Um, Again, we will have to go in, change these data, and make sure that all these test steps are good to go. We will then use auto-generated. We'll first select this, use auto-generated test plan, just save, and now you're able to see this, create a single supplier. We'll then check to see, okay, if all of these steps are good to go, and now we can go on record. So if we hit this record button, it will pull up the extension as well as the test application under test. Everything you are doing on the left hand side will be reflected back on the right hand side inside the extension. So I will do just like a simple flow workflow to kind of let you see what it feels like when you're recording these steps. So I will type in my username and password. As you can see, all the actions that I performed there was being saved to the extension where you can visibly see exactly what's going on. We can click on the navigator sidebar here. We can go to procurement. We can go inside the supplier or supplier management. And we also have many features that is able to facilitate this entire recording process. If you click on the plus sign here, you're able to see different features that we provide for flows. This is used for when you have a common test or common recording steps that you don't want to have to repeatedly do over and over again. For example, the login steps where you have to sign in every single time and sign in you can actually save that steps. You can record a flow, save that flow, and then import it whenever you need it to be, so that you don't have to go through that over and over again. We have AI evaluation where we are able to evaluate any chatbot and AI output. We have browser navigation. We have insert wait time. If you need any conditionals, we have insert if and insert else statement. If you want to do an assertion test, we have we can assert element or assert page title assertion. We can even assert PDF text. Or if you don't want to go through the hassle of finding what to assert, you can just simply use Gen AI assertion, where you can simply type into a prompt and ask AI, okay, I want to assert this, and AI was able to be able to find that on the current page, be able to do that for you. You can raise an API request. You can even do a JavaScript snippet inside the test, and if you want to assign variables to a certain steps, you are able to do so. For security, if your organization require MFA authenticator, we're able to enable that for you as well. So everything that you need um, to record the test cases in pretty much any websites or in Oracle Fusion, we'll be able to provide that for you in here directly. We'll close this. For time's sake, we already recorded this test scenario. I'm going to show you what it will look like once you execute that. Let's go back to the test. So we have a 26A ERP procurement supplier creation. If you want to see exactly what is going on when you're recording it, you can use local execution, where it will bring up the application on the test as well as the extension, like I show you. But in production, you probably want this to be able to run in the background. If you click cloud execution, you're able to choose what kind of data you want to input. Uh, you're able to ask it to send you an email once it's done. We have sequential processing or parallel processing. If you have a large amount of test script that you want to execute, we recommend you do parallel processing. And then you can even select the environment. You can do Windows, or you can do OS, Mac OS, or you can do different browser as well. I want to be able to show you what it looks like when it's being run. So I'm going to do a local execution here. So once you click local execution, you can see the application on the test as well as the extensions being opened. So I think I've recently signed in here, so it is able. So you are right now is skipping the login page. But if I close this and I just try to run it again and refresh it, so that it actually goes from end to end. But of course, when you do a cloud execution, there's not going to be any memory based uh, uh, where you won't have any cookies that is able to have your login information already and then have login again. Um, so this can be prevented in cloud execution. But yeah, now after we refresh it, we successfully go into the login page, and then we'll execute the test steps, step by steps. Everything is done automatically, because once you record it, it's able to save it. Um, and as you can see, we'll go into suppliers. We're going to task. On the right hand side, there's a task panel here. Um, go to task. We're going to create suppliers. We'll insert the essential informations, um, including supplier name, business relations, tax organization, as well as DUNS number, which is like the most important thing here. We'll click create. Another thing about test steps execution on GoTestPro is it is able to auto heal, meaning that if any of these UI buttons change, for example, if the save button has moved to somewhere else, it is able to detect that. It does not only look at the surface UI elements, it's actually able to find the detail selectors. If anything change, let's say if this save button moved to the bottom right hand side, is able to find it and then be able to continue the execution without you having to come back and manually change things. So we just did an assertion test here and then make sure that okay, this is indeed created. Now we can close it. Um, there are many ways for QA tester to change the data here. What I just show you on cloud execution, if you upload any data sheets, you're able to map that test runs to that sheets. But you can also manually change these. If you want to download an Excel file, you're able to just download input data template. Well, it will kind of just show you, okay, um, this is the Excel file that contains all the test steps as well as the value, where you can change things, add roles, um, and then import it back. Um, or you can go into test plan. You can click more actions, go into test data. This is where you can upload the Excel file that you just changed, or you can just simply create a new table and do it here. You can see we have the columns, the value here. You can add any row as you desire. You can change any data. You can save it, and after you save it, the test data will be mapped to your desired data. Um, we have a test pipelines where you can schedule your test on cloud execution. You can execute now. You can select this, select the desired test case to execute now, or you can schedule it, creating a schedule plan, typing name, description on a frequency basis. Like let's say if you want to do it every hour, every day, or every month, on a specific day and time, able to do so. We also integrate with CI/CD pipeline via Jenkins. So if you're using Jenkins, this can also integrate inside your pipeline. Um, so once you execute test steps, you of course you want to see the result. We have a detailed results page here. We're able to see every single executed test script result here. Um, for you're able to see the status, some metadata, and of course the platform that's being tested, such as and then the browser information as well as the role, which user execute this test, the environment, the status, of course, and then you are able to, if you scroll down here, you're able to see how long did each step execute and the status of each step. So right now we can see that the second step failed. We're able to see, okay, what's the element that we're looking for, what is the status, and what is the failure reason, right? Um, if you're doing this on cloud execution, you are actually able to see a image, because we didn't do it on cloud execution. There's no image here, but you would be able to see in a screenshot of each step. And if your organization uses Jira, you're able to create Jira issues regarding this error directly on our application. If you scroll all the way up, uh, you can play a playback video to kind of like see exactly what is going on. Um, you can export this entire report as a PDF. If you want to ask AI to evaluate, okay, what is going on um, with my test script? Why does it fail? What's how to bridge the gap? You're able to ask for an AI eval report. If you want to share this result with any of your colleagues in the organization, you're able to do so by just copy result link and share it with anyone else. Um, and then let's say we have an AI assistant where you want to, it's kind of like a chat GPT thing for um, your test plans, right? If you don't want to dig through your results because you have executing thousands of test scripts, you're able to just go into AI assistant and ask for questions. An example would be summarize my last test one. It is able to go into your database and read into the test steps, and then give you okay a summary of your most recent test run. Obviously, we probably care less about what has passed. We care more about okay the test steps that failed. Um, so you can ask questions like, "What is the most recent failed test?" Um, Again, it will take some time, but it will able to generate. Okay, this is the most recently failed test. Give you a detailed description, and then also you can ask why did it fail. um, and AI is able to kind of do a diagnosis and tell you, okay, um, where did this test case fail? All right, what action it was trying to perform, the page element is trying to look for, and then the failure reason. So there was a network issue. Um, so as QA tester, you guys probably care more about, okay, how do I bridge the gap? How do I fix this issue? Because it's a security uh, problem. I want my test case to be able to run successfully. You can ask, how do I fix it? Right? And AI will, since this is powered by AI, it is actually able to reference your failure reason and give you um, a detailed report on the potential fix that you're able to perform. Because it's a network issues, it wants you to check the network and server status, verify the URL, or inspect the HTML. So it will give you a couple options for you to kind of figure out, okay, what is the best approach here. Uh, but yes, this is kind of an overview of like how you can use GoTestPro to perform your test scripts and generate from end to end, from generating from nothing to troubleshooting any failed test scripts. And I think Adnan will take on explaining what's the next steps.
Thank you, Howie. And before we go further into the next steps, I would like to share quickly a poll to get some more understanding where you guys are standing as of now. So on your screen, you will see few questions, and if you can quickly answer, so we can gather some information, and then we can just tailor the remaining part of the sessions around that. So I will just wait for a few seconds to get most of the responses. Okay. And there will be an other question as well to understand the releases quarterly updates. Okay, so I got most of the responses around this question. Like it was basically, as of now, how your organization is handling the quarterly release updates. Either you are going from 25C to 25D or 25D to 26A. So most of you give an answer. We like that we selectively test high impact areas. And previously, most of you also highlighted that, okay, the testing activities are around the happen manually. So when you are targeting these high impact areas, and on top of that, it's totally manual. So there is a high risk that most of the critical use cases or the end scenarios get missed, or the team won't have much time to run all the use cases or the test scenarios. So in that case, GoTestPro is a great fit because you get most of the coverage through AI, and it is connected with the release that is coming up, and it automatically draft all the use cases or the test scenarios from those release features, and then you can just run it. After seeing the use cases, you can just run those on your environments and see where the inconsistency is or anything is breaking up. So that will definitely help you guys. Okay, going back to the presentation deck. Okay, I will talk now on some of the case studies or the implementations that we have done in different areas or different spaces. So we have done multiple implementation, but I'm going to talk about the banking sector and the retail as well, because we have achieved 90 plus test coverage, 90% plus test coverage in these areas recently, and the customers were previously struggling similarly on the manual coverage gaps, the execution time, or they were missing some of the peanuts or high critical bugs that which the end customer faced in the productions. So with the Go Test Pro, we have achieved 90% plus test coverage for these customers, 100 plus critical defects which were identified during the upgrade and the validation processes happening through the release cycles, and a significant reduction in the regression effort because it was all happening and through an automated process within the GoTest Pro. And when they have multiple test cases, so we do provide parallel execution on the cloud, so you can scale it up. Like if you're running 500 test cases, so you do not have to wait. You can just have 5 instances with 100 test cases running on each instance, and you can scale it up and get the results very quickly to see where things are breaking up, or if any modules or any new feature or functionality is breaking the previous forms or functionality. And the key outcomes are very much visible to the end stakeholders, and they become more confident before like going out to the production to see what is happening in their environment. With that, I will move to the last and the next step of this whole webinar. Okay, and all of the attendees that are here can scan this QR code, and once they scan it, they can get sign up on the GoTest Pro website. And once they sign it up from us, from the organization, we will provide them a 30 days free trial with all feature access, which they can actually use, and they can automate, take advantage, and see how they can bring all the ROI within their existing testing cycle. And once you sign it up, so our SMEs will also connect with you, and they will also give you a brief detailed sessions on how to migrate your existing test repository or use case to the GoTest Pro. And then you can see how it will give you the maximum benefit. So I will also take another pause here so most of you can scan this QR code to get the link, and you can go and sign it up on the platform. And after this, our floor will be open to take any questions that you might have. So feel free to drop the questions in the chat box, and we will take it up. Okay, so I got one question, like two questions as of now. Okay, one is around the traditional testing tools, like how is it different from the other traditional tools that are out there in market, like open source tools, Selenium? Howie, would you like to answer this?
Yes. So our platform is a very much a no code platform. We do not require QA tester to have any knowledge about the Selenium. So this is perfect if your QA team is tired of writing scripts yourself. You can just record it. Um, and let's say if you do want to um, at the end want to get a test script in Selenium and Playwright, we have a feature where you can output once you finish recording, you can output the entire test case step by step in Selenium or in Playwright, where you can easily translate that into add that into your pipeline if that's what you want. But again, we are putting a lot of emphasis on um, yeah, there are open source out there that uses kind of Selenium, but most likely there will not be no code at all. We are no code and we're easy to learn. We're able to record it once and it's done. You are able to use it for forever.
Thank you. And the second question is, does this work for both Oracle Cloud and on-prem application? Yes. So the answer is yes. It works with both Oracle Cloud and on-prem applications. Even if you have a desktop-based Oracle instances or any legacy app that is connected with your Oracle instance or any enterprise application, a desktop solution, so that can be tested. It will provide the end-to-end coverage for both. Okay. So that was it from the questions. Yeah, and thank you everyone for joining us today in this webinar session. And if you have any questions, any queries, so you can reach out to us and we will connect back with you. Thank you everyone again, and have a great rest of your day.